fucking late as usual, man. Had to take care of some business, man. But hopefully the notification gang, hopefully y'all come in this motherfucker, man. But they should be back on in a minute. They should be back in session in a minute, man. Oh man, all right. There's some that's in there. Hopefully y'all share that I'm on and hit that. There we go. Hopefully you hit that like button, man. All right. Please hit that like button. Please make sure you share. So we already know that she already taking a stand right now. If she is a victim or she is a partner. Is she a victim or she's a partner? Of course, she's a victim. Of course, she's a victim in a certain way. But the thing that kind of caught me off guard. So we're gonna go through a couple of things, man. She said that Puffy introduced her to Head. Now we all know she was dealing with Dallas Austin first. And Puffy stole her from him. So I it was some kind of, I wasn't kind of feeling it. I don't know if she's trying to, get over on the jury and shit like that. But, I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't feeling that at all. But we know damn well she was not introduced to Head by fucking with Puffy. All right. But now the stripper, we gonna go to the how you doing, Mick? What's going on, Nick? How you doing? Please make sure, if y'all don't mind, if it ain't gonna kill y'all, please make sure y'all share, man. All right, Virginia in the building. What's going on, y'all? Oh man, they should be back in session in a minute. Yeah, she was fucking with Dallas Austin first. He did a music, he was a music producer and shit like that. And then, y'all know that famous meeting when they were sitting in the office and shit, and Puffy was like, "Yeah, I really like her, Playboy. I really could do something with her." So you already know. Ryan Leslie, sorry, baby. Thank you. You got it. Thank you. Thank you. Ryan Leslie. So you fucking with Ryan Leslie and you telling me you ain't give him head before? Come on, get the fuck out of here. I know he a pretty boy. He looks sweet and all that, but come on, man. He ain't stupid. But anyway, listen, man. Now, if y'all listen to the prosecutor, Xavier Donaldson, Puffy's attorney, he went in on that male stripper. The male stripper literally wanted to be in a relationship with her. You know what I mean? And she the one that was paying for the services as well. She wanted to be alone with him as well, too, if you just listen to the damn testimony, but Puffy was always there. You understand what I'm saying? So he asked them, because he actually said to the government, I'm talking about Daniel Phillips, the male stripper, about that he wanted to be in a relationship with her. And he was so jealous that he couldn't be in a relationship with her. So when he asked him, "Did you say that?" He said, "I don't recall." But he said, well, you said it's, he said, pull up page 35 to 70. So poke the holes in that. And let's see. Because I just rushed in the house. I really just came back in. Oh yeah, far as the videos on phones. Now, far as the racketeering and the videos and everything, remember yesterday that all the videos is on her phone. So are you a willing participant or a victim? You could have been forced like kind of down the road, but that forcing does not lead to any racketeering. Puffy is not going to get charged with racketeering. I'm basically saying if they back in the courtroom session, but they're not. Let's go to the testimony real quick. And she actually said that that Puffy is not gay. So Puffy was not engaging in those sexual freak offs and shit. He wasn't doing that. He was in the cup. But that's some nasty shit, man. He was telling him when to come and all that stuff. Like that's weird stuff. I'm gonna blow this up real quick. And I put the heat on by mistake, yo. So I'm waiting for this air to kick on. Hold on 1 second, y'all. But do y'all think she's a victim? Or do you think she's a willing participant? I think both. All right. Shout out to Inner City Press. I was definitely watching them yesterday. So hold on, where to start at? Excuse me, y'all. All right, excuse me. All right, here it is. So basically he just started off with, "Did y'all get into any arguments?" She said, "Yes, it will result in violence, dragging. What else did he do? Stomp me in my head if I was down. How frequently was he violent? Too frequently. I would get black eyes and bruises. Let me show you a video. Basically, the hotel lobby shit, this, down the third. The Intercontinental Los Angeles, it was the freak off, this, down the third. What that entails, the hiring of an escort, setting it up. How did you feel when he first asked for it? Confused, nervous. I wanted to make him happy. Did you agree to one when he first proposed one? Yes, there was more. Excuse me. Then there were more. It wasn't something I wanted to do, at least not that frequent. Like, this nigga was a robot. Like, he would literally sit there. The stripper, he wouldn't even pause for the pause. He wouldn't even get hard. Like, if you're a dancer or, you know, a stripper or whatever, a male escort, and you don't swing that way, I don't know. Maybe he do, or maybe he don't. But that's, my dick wouldn't get hard if another nigga just sitting there beating off. I don't know if he watching me, the crack of my ass and shit like that. Plus, I wouldn't even be in that situation anyway. But Diddy, he would literally just beat his stuff and just watch for hours. For hours watching a guy fuck your girl. That's beyond nasty, man. And how many nuts you can bust in one fucking night, son? And for 10 hours. But anyway, so he said, I didn't know what no could turn into. That's what she said, excuse me. What do you mean? Making him angry. What were you afraid of when my tooth is hurting now? Shit. What were you afraid of? What were you afraid would happen if you said no? Though time he had blackmail materials, meaning, you know, laptops and video material and shit like that, pictures or whatever, just videotaping her. What did you give the government? Laptops. I've handed a GXB. Do you recognize it? Yes, I reviewed this drive. It has communication and documents pertaining to Mr. Combs. Did you review the photos on it? Yes. What's this photo? Me in 2004, Kerry Morgan. When did you sign a Bad Boy? 2006. It was a 10-album deal. 10 albums. The bitch only came out, excuse me. She only came out with one, fam. So, you know, he had an agenda up his sleeve anyway from the word go. Did you release any after 2006? No. Who was this in the photo? Kim Porter. She was Sean's ex from before me and the mother of his children. Where did you celebrate your birthday in this photo? In Las Vegas. Kerry Morgan was there too. We were out on his patio on my 21st birthday, VMAs. What happened then? Sean kissed me in the bathroom. I ran back to my hotel. I told Kerry Morgan. When you got back to New York, I visited him in the Trump Hotel in Columbus Circle. But if you see how they skip it over when she was with Ryan Leslie, and thank you for correcting me on that. When she was with Ryan Leslie, how she was taken from Diddy, how Diddy took her from Ryan Leslie, because they was literally together. And I'm gonna find that clip. I think he did an interview with Vlad. I don't really like playing Vlad stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a lot that she's glossing over as if like he pursued her and she caught butterflies. Don't forget the meeting. Don't forget after the meeting. So come on now, you got to play some. You got to take a little bit of accountability, right? So when I got back to New York, I visited him in the Trump Hotel in Columbus Circle. His apartment was being renovated. Where were you going with your music career? Trying to come up with a concept. Sean called all the shots. What was the age difference with you and Sean, between you and Sean? 17 years. How did you feel when Sean invited you to hotels? Nervous, excitement. Come on now. Were you going to talk about music? He introduced me to oral sex. Like, you just literally just went right straight to there. He introduced me to oral sex. It's no fucking way. In 2006, and you're 21, you don't know about sucking dick. You ain't had a nigga teabag, you know nothing. Get the fuck out of him. And a lot of she's a pretty ass girl. I can't see the chat too, but she's a pretty ass girl. Y'all are the nastiest. Like, for real, Kia, I don't know if you say like, Kia, you pretty. It's a lot of y'all pretty. I know y'all some nasty motherfuckers with the right one. The prettiest ones is the freakiest. So come on, you ain't get Ryan Leslie no neck. But anyway, he introduced me to oral sex. I didn't understand it. Come on, you're a fucking lie, man. There's no fucking way. So I guess you was a virgin before you met him too. Anywho, did you see Sean in Miami? Yes, I went to Kerry Morgan in Dallas, Austin. What did you and Sean do together? Sexual intercourse. He gave me blue dolphin ecstasy on the boat. You had you once taken ecstasy unintentionally? I didn't like when he asked that question. Unintentionally. Come on now. And she said, yes. How did you take ecstasy unintentionally? It was in a Gatorade. When did you take it intentionally with Sean? How did it feel? Like rolling. At the time, what did you think? That we were spending a lot of time together. She's glossing over Ryan Leslie because we all playing it to character right now. She glossing over that because we all know that she was dealing with him. Okay? We ain't speak about the meeting or none. All that stuff means something because this is character building right now. And again, everything that she's saying about him, far as being coerced and being abused and this and the third, is messed up. Absolutely. But that does not equate to any kind of racketeering. The only thing he's going to get, literally, the way it's looking, is to transport a prostitution in the maximum time. If I'm not mistaken, excuse me, it's 10 years, and he may get the lesser charge of that. So he might do 5 years and probably get time served and put on a monitor or something. So, yeah. But anyway, let's continue. I thought we were monogamous. Was it made public? No, I was his artist. Also, his family, his children. Who was linked to him publicly? Kim Porter. How did Sean treat you at this time? We had fun. What was his lifestyle like? He had all these assistants. He could get things done. He traveled quite a bit. What is this photo? Sean and I at a strip club in NYC, like 2007 or 2008 Halloween. All right, so this is a year after. So y'all fucked damn near immediately. So that whole year, so you knew his patterns. Everything's patterns with a person. When you get to know a person, you study their patterns. You begin to see a pattern. And I'm pretty sure that you probably had a threesome. Well, did admit that. So you was participants. Don't forget, y'all. I don't know. Let me see. All right. Well, at least Summer's in here. Don't forget that damn, I fucking lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, fuck it. I just lost my train of thought that fast. You know I'm getting old, but it's gonna come back, goddammit. 2007, 2008 Halloween, and how did Sean moods vary? It was day to day. When it swung, you could describe it. Wait, when it swung, you describe it? Anger, zoning. How did it impact you? Greatly. The next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face. There were also psychological abuse. He'd tell me to watch my mouth, change my face, this, that, and the third. You know, very abusive, I guess. You know, very controlling and stuff like that. How would he keep tabs on you? We didn't live far apart. He would send security to come find me, or a trusted assistant. Like who? David James and KK. What was your relationship? Was your relationship exclusive? No. Did you see other men? Yes. Did Sean see other women? Yes, he did. He said, I am Puff Daddy. I was insanely jealous. Did you move to LA with him? You heard what she said. She was insanely jealous. All right. If y'all looked at the beginning, she literally went to a bar. I think she was tipsy or whatever, and tried to kill somebody inside of a bar. So I don't know if anybody heard of that story, but it's definitely in this transcripts here. I think it was at the beginning. So did you see other men? Yes, this and the third. I was insanely jealous. Did you move to LA with him? Yes, he wanted to be close to his kids who were there. I'm pretty sure they back in service now. So I'm gonna refresh the screen. So once I get down to the end, I'm gonna see what else that they said, because I'm pretty sure they back in session right now. But this is almost done. All right. Where did you live in LA? Let's skip on that right there. Who paid for your rent in LA? Sean. except it had, excuse me, except when I had a house in a studio city, excuse me. Why you paid in? Because I can afford it then, and I wanted to have some control. It was accepted. By whom? Sean. How many songs did you write with Sean? Hundreds. You already know. You know he done raped everybody. Let's skip all that. The freak offs became a job. There was no time to do anything else but do them, then try to recover. Remember, they be taking the what you call it, the IV shit, the cleanse your body, the rejuvenate the body and shit, and give you energy and shit. All right. How much time in your week will freak offs take? The longest was 4 days, significant periods of time. Nigga, I'm a freak. There's no way in hell I could fuck that long. They had to be on coke, because coke can keep you up, but then niggas don't know coke can have your dick. You know what I'm saying? Sleepy in the motherfucker can be hard to get up now. You be busting on a soft dick. But let's continue now. The longest was 4 days, significant periods of time. Hold on. That's 56 minutes. All right. We'll break. Hold on. So let me refresh the screen. And I'm listening to what's the name as well? The Law and Order as well, too. They definitely breaking down a lot of things as well. Hold on. So this is what you gotta do. Is when you read this thread, there's a couple of people that's inside that gives out, that's basically typing and giving out this information in real time. But some people miss a little things, some people don't. Hold on. Where we at? Hold on, my bad. This shit right here takes a little bit. Why is my teeth hurting like that now? Hold on, I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, they back. Okay. All right, they back. So, all right. 116, they're back. Welcome back. Okay, there it is. So right now, prosecutor, who was your manager at Bad Boys? Cassie, James Cruz. I remember that name too. James Cruz. He's not with them no more, because I definitely remember that name. James Cruz. What did he tell you? That he was managing me with one hand tied behind his back. He had to check everything in with Sean. Had to check everything with Sean. Oh, see, and that's the thing. When as he's typing, you're gonna have to refresh the screen. It just don't pop up. So you're gonna see me do that. So how did you make money? If your records weren't being released, I did hosting parties where Sean approved them. What comments did Sean make about your physical appearance? That I look too Mexican with my hair like that. That's crazy. And is she a Mexican though? I don't know her. I thought she was like some Oriental some kind of Oriental female, some shit like that. I didn't. I don't know if she is Mexican. Is she Mexican? I can't see the chat. Is she Mexican? Isabel being okay. Yeah, I don't know. She was in movies in 2016 too. Yeah, but he had to approve that shit too. So I got to scroll all the way back down. And there's some other videos I wanted to show too, but I came back in the house late because I really wanted to do this way before they came back. So okay, so again, so that's how so right here I'm gonna have to refresh until he types it in. But before that, let me go here with this brief update. Let me do this real quick, and I will open the floor to if anybody want to jump on real quick, man, and give your opinion. So I'll put the link in there in a few seconds. Let's just hear from Shorty right here.
But as far as just kind of comparing the allegations to her witness testimony, it was kind of a difference in the sense that we had only seen her allegations through words, through paper, through court filings and that sort. But, when she got on the stand, it's now, for jurors in their minds, they're putting a voice and they're putting a person to, a name finally. They're seeing just from her side of the view. just kind of her relationship with Diddy. Much of the testimony was very foundational. When did she meet
Right, that's what
Diddy?
I'm saying.
How long
Yeah, so
before,
that's
the
just,
two engaged in sexual intercourse, as well as, she was briefly asked about the CNN video. And she did confirm that she was leaving a freak off when the vicious beating kind of happened. As far as just some other big highlights, we were shown a lot of photos of her and Sean, as she refers to him, in court, as well as her friends. We saw a photo of him being Diddy, Kim Porter, another friend, and Cassie, all at the 2006 BET Awards. We saw a photo of Diddy with Cassie, another friend, and another potential witness to this case, all sitting on a couch. We had seen photos of their trip to Miami. We saw photos of them at a strip club together here in New York City in 2007 for Halloween. She had spoken about just, her time working as an artist for Bad Boy, and just that pretty much, some of these allegations she had talked about in her lawsuit, but also that Diddy controlled a lot of aspects of her recording career. She signed a 10-album deal. However, she only put out one album plus a mixtape. A lot of the songs that she had even recorded had just gone either, unreleased, or they were leaked and that type of sort. And so some of those were like kind of the big highlights, I would say. They were kind of touching base on who all else kind of played a role in, as far as, security. She had named people like D-Rock and Bounds and Uncle Paulie and Malik. As far as assistants, we heard one of the big names being Christina Coram, as well as David James, Neil Dominic. And so that was kind of touching base a little bit as far as, how Diddy's staff kind of interacted with her. But for the most part, another eye-opening point was just that, Diddy had security around him 24/7. But she also had said that, sometimes the security's job was to kind of check on her and make sure that she was doing what she was supposed to, essentially. That, if she wasn't answering the phone when Diddy had called.
If I had $1 for every task I forgot about because it got buried in my email inbox, I'd probably still be late on.
We'll get into more details as far as kind of, the freak offs and that type of those types of allegations. But, it really did start off pretty foundational. And I was pretty surprised at, how composed she was keeping it all while on the stand. Again, she was very soft spoken, but she answered the questions directly. If there was something that she was confused about or wanted Emily Johnson to rephrase or just to ask again, she was open about that. There were very brief moments of laughter, but that was just because, it was nothing that had to do with any of those graphic allegations or anything like that. But it was just, pretty much she was.
Oh yeah, I meant to say that they motioned yesterday basically to seal all the videos and the freak offs in the audio that's going to be on the on those videos. So Cassie's attorney, they try to seal it, but the judge said today that the it's not going to be sealed. So everything, so today, if they play those videos today, so we're going to hear about a lot, like in detail, what they are seeing. You know what I mean? So it's going to be public. They just can't show the public what they actually saw in the courtroom, but every detail, everything that's said in those videos and how she participated in a lot of them, we all going to find out about it. And that's why I'm saying it's going to show a lot that she had participated. She was the partner in all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy. Like, if he's in the racketeering, she should be charged with it too. But the thing is that they're not looking for her to be locked up. They looking to lock him up. But everything that's happening, it does not consist of or is related to being a racketeering case. So Puffy, he's looking like he's gonna get off. But let's go back because there's some more. But yeah, I don't think Puffy's gonna do all that time. Do he deserve it? Yeah, he does. But he's not gonna get charged for no racketeering. He's not gonna do life at all. That's not gonna happen. All right. Where we at right here? And so it says, but it's all this is just the beginning. So we don't know how long she's gonna be on the stand. She's probably gonna be on for probably another hour and then come back tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna really get deep into everything that was in that civil suit. But anyway, how did he like your nails? White, French tip, hair, it varied. I shaved my head in 2009. Your body, he told me to work out, prepare for freak offs. How did you feel about his comments? It varied. What else did Sean pay for? Cars. Did he give you cash? Yes, but he would take things away depending on how he felt. What else would he take away? My self-confidence. Who would take things away? Who would take things away? Staff. Now, I'm pretty sure that, because he got the money. So this is what they do. They find their targets. They know that, they want to be an inspired artist. They want to get their moms out the hood, buy them a better house, and this, that, and the third. So they're going to use this big opportunity, this music career, as a shield just to bring you in. So he's going to give you a little bit of money here. He's going to do little things for you that'll keep you intrigued. It's like dangling that carrot in front of you. So once he got you in his grasp and you get you used to this lifestyle that you always wanted, but then he limit you from, doing it yourself or progressing in your career. So they become dependent. So when you become dependent, you become my slave. You become somebody. You become my dependent. So now I can tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? I could force you to do certain things. If you don't, you're not going to get no money. I'm not going to get you a car. And this and the third. So he knew what he was doing. So she is a victim in her own right, though. She is a victim in her own right. You know what I'm saying? So, but let me refresh that and let me scroll down. I want to go to the what's the name from yesterday with the male stripper. I got it pulled up on another window. And see, this is shit that you got to do. Is scroll all the way down. And you just got to wait. My tooth is killing me right now. Okay, so it says, she said, I'm assumed staff. Objection. Jury will disregard that last answer. Who took your laptop and phone? Security. How long would they be gone for? However long I was being punished for. So they're gonna get into where somebody I think she posted had got dangled from a balcony or some crazy shit like that. They're gonna get into the Kid Cudi thing. Don't forget, Lil Rod was there too. Hold on, I'm trying to pull something up. Hold on, the thing refreshed on its own. So hold on, let me find that again. Hold on 1 second. And they said she was crying on the stand as well. Ooh, my teeth's killing me. Pregnant Cassie testifies against City. I was trying to show that I was just on these videos before I even went live. Hold on now. Yo, that shit disappeared that fast. Yeah, they took it down. Or something took it off. But all right, hold on. Okay. So I go here. Let's go here real quick. All right, briefly, because it's gonna take a little bit long to reset, like to refresh, and then what I'm saying, we gotta wait for them to basically say what's going on right now because they're the only ones that's in there. Salute to Tisa Tells too. I'm gonna click on her video in a minute too. Shout out to her though. And she's over there doing her thug dizzle. So salute to her, man. As Philip remembers it, Ventura was wearing lingerie, high heels, and sunglasses, and she told him it was her birthday and her husband arranged a gift for her. She immediately handed him a few $1,000s. Combs was in the room too. Ventura asked Philip to rub baby oil on her and massage her. They go that oil shit. And she assured them that Combs was not gay. It would not touch him. Now, as much as everybody, even me, especially the pictures with him and Nelly, and Nelly is like this, biting his bottom lip and shit, and Puff got him around like that, and that picture with him and fucking French Montana, got his meat on his ass and shit like that. So we all kind of figure, he on some sweet roll-up shit, but not once did she say, not once did the Philip dude, the Daniel Philip, the stripper, said that Diddy was gay or try to touch him and anything like that. But something is weird if you're gonna sit there and beat your dick and watch a dude F your girl. Now granted, let's all keep it 100 right now, y'all. Keep it 100. Men, you don't have to say anything, but shit, I'm a man too. Look, once in the blue. Well, shit, it was recently, but like a porno, right? And you watching on your phone and shit like that, you know what I mean? Like when I watch it once in the blue, it's not all the time. It's really not all the time. You know, it, nigga. Once I see it, when it's happening, I'm done in like 3 pumps. Like it's crazy. When I watch that, I release immediately, not to mess nobody mind up or anything like that, not to be disgusting. I'm just keeping 100. Like I'm finished. Like like a real shotgun, boom, and that's it. But to just want to sit there and just beat your dick and watch that shit in real time and watch a guy, that's weird shit. That's weird shit. That means he has so much pussy. So instead of fucking, he just want to watch another dude F a girl like that. That's weird. And then you directing it, but then again, he said that Diddy directed it, but then he told. I'm talking about the stripper. He told the government in 2025 in March that he didn't direct it. So did he or he didn't? But let's continue. I'm gonna go back to it, but let's give it a little bit of time because it takes the time. Like they'll put it in like 15-minute intervals and shit like that, or 10-minute. So it's gonna take a minute. So, but it said and I actually tried to find it in the city press, this whole conversation, but he deleted it. So that's why I came to this site here. Because I read the whole thing yesterday as it was happening. So Philip did not recognize Combs, but as he was clad in a white robe with white bandana covering his face with his nose down, Philip and Victoria touched each other and eventually began having sexual intercourse. Combs sat in the chair in the corner masturbating. At one point, Philip realized that man was Combs and he spoke his voice. Short time later, she handed Philip another few thousands of dollars of cash and sent him on his way. She took his phone number. A few minutes after he left the hotel, Philip received a text message from Victoria asking him to send a picture of his Johnson and to come back to the room. He obliged, and for another few hours, they rubbed baby oil on each other and had sex. Now, listen, this is why he wanted to be in a relationship with her. They asked him in the transcripts, I forgot verbatim, but he said that if he could have dated her, he would if she wanted to. And then he said that he was jealous, that he wanted to be in a relationship. Do I still have that quote? Damn, I deleted it. Damn, because I had it pulled up. But yeah, but did she give him some kind of, a sign that she wanted to be with him? And she took his number and said, yo, let me see your love muscle again. Let me see your dick. Send me a picture of your dick again. You know what I'm saying? Pause for the pauses. So evidently, she gave him some kind of vibe, or maybe it was that ecstasy shit. I don't know. But Philip continued to engage. What the hell? Huh? Oh, okay. Engaged in sexual relations, Victoria and Combs in a hotel across Manhattan at each other private residences in the city. Sometimes Philip would send Victoria vocal texts like, I want to fuck you right now. So let's bring that back again. Philip would continue to engage in sexual relationships with Victoria and Combs, but they don't specify that. So I guess he just be in a corner watching because they ain't saying he's participating at hotels across Manhattan at each other private residences in the city. Sometimes Philip would send I just read that. Sometimes he would get a text to ask sometimes he would text to ask if she was good. He cannot recall her ever responding. He was always sitting in the corner masturbating. Hold on. He said Combs will often tell Philip and Victoria to rub more baby oil on each other. And he would instruct Philip where and when to come. What type of shit is that? Like, nigga, hurry up and come, nigga. Come. Like, who tells another man to even do that? I can't even fix my lips to say that shit. That's a whole nother vibe right there. That's a whole nother monster we dealing with, man. I could just imagine how this nigga is saying that shit. Just sitting that's crazy, man. I don't even want to picture that shit in my mind. But you telling another man when and where to come? Is you even checking the pussy and see if he did come in? Hold on, pull your dick out. Let me see. You know what I mean? This, you know what I mean? Like digging in and it takes whatever the fuck just to see if he came in it. Like what like where's the mindset at? That shit don't even make sense to me, man. It really don't, man. That's crazy. But then again, it's nasty. That is a sexual preferences. That is not racketeering. That don't equate to racketeering for whereas he will be charged with the crimes that he is charged for. That's some nasty, freaky shit. Those are sexual preferences, not crimes. So I think everybody need to understand that. It's not a crime. It's nasty, it's weird, it's something that you wouldn't do, but that's a lifestyle he likes. That's not a crime. So I think that's what I think people is missing and as this trial goes along, but we don't know what's going to happen. But as this trial goes along, it all depends on how how many witnesses come. And I'm thinking even if what's his name, Albie Short, if Albie Short testify, if he testify, it's going to be crazy because, and I think they're going to fight to make sure that he do not testify. They're going to try to make sure Albie Shore don't testify, even though what he's going to be testifying is not a crime unless he talks about him being put in a coma and it was done by Puffy. And if he can literally prove that through text or email or something concrete, a letter or something that's really her handwriting, that Kim Porter told him that, yo, you better like watch your back because, Puffy's on your head and all of those things. And that Puffy has something to do with her death and it wasn't pneumonia. So he has his reasons that Puffy tried to kill him and that he killed Kim Porter. So when he takes the stand, if he takes a stand, could that affect this case? But in legal terms, that you would have to prove it. You can say anything. Is that what you say is what you can prove? So would he get locked up for it? Absolutely not. Will that be something that they will have to further investigate and see if they can prove that? So I think his testimony, if he does take the stand, will it hold weight? And will it open up a new door of new charges? So that'll have to be a separate trial too. But yeah, I don't know. But let's let me refresh this screen to see what else they said, because I wanted to take a little time because they take a little time to basically post what's actually going on in the courtroom. So give me a second. So I got to scroll all the way down again. All right. Hopefully, y'all enjoying yourself. I know I might have to change up a little bit though, but let me see. Damn. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, they got some more. All right, she just mentioned D-Rock. All right, disregard that. See, there's not a lot. That's what's going to take a minute, but I'm going to go to it right now. All right. Yo, you showing your age, Mike. What you mean? Why you say that? Yeah, I know I'm getting old in the motherfucker, though. All right. But I'm still young. I think I still look good for 44, though. On a good, real, well-rested day, I think I look real good for 44. Yo, somebody told me I look 38 the other like last week. I'm like, bitch, you bend over, okay? Boing. But anyway, yeah, I had somebody come chill with me and said, I'm like, girl, don't be lying to me now. Shit, I ain't getting no ass though, but but what's it? Good company. Anywho, here it goes. God damn it! How often? Hold on, wait. Let me scroll up. Hold on. Okay, here we go. All right. Oh, all right. I read that. I assume staff objection. Jury will disregard that last answer. Who took the laptop and phone? Security. How long would they be gone for? However long I've been punished for. Okay. How often you were in contact with Sean's staff? Daily. Who are in these photos? KK, Christina Coram, however you want to pronounce it, and Miss Fletcher. What did you call Miss Coram? KK. There you go. And who's this? D-Rock. He's Sean's security. How frequently you were in Sean's residence? All the time. Did they all have safes? Did they all have safes? Yes. What did you observe? What did you observe in them? Cash, jewelry, cameras, and videotapes, guns in L.A., New York, and Miami, and Alpine, New Jersey. Shout out to New Jersey. Did you recall an incident between Sean and Suge Knight? Yes, we were having a freak off in L.A. D-Rock came in and said Suge was down at a diner. Sean drove over there. What was your reaction? I cried. I cried, said, don't do nothing. Don't do something stupid. Okay. And I'm pretty sure y'all heard about that incident too. I think Gene Dill said something about that, if I'm not mistaken, that when he heard that Suge was at a someplace, so now it's a diner, Sean went over there. Anyway, it says, were you ever handed a gun? Yes. Were you God damn, Mike. Yes, we were doing or going, because it says doing. Y'all can say it yourself. We were going to a club in downtown LA. We taking mushrooms. I was high. I was told to put the gun in my bag. I was freaking out. Who was present? A driver, security, and Sean. Now, don't that sound familiar? Like Jennifer Lopez being passed the gun to get her to the 4040 club in New York City. Will J-Lo be called to testify? You know damn well they're not gonna call that girl, so don't even expect that, man. But this is gonna be what they call a slow roast. They're gonna slow roast this shit because there's a lot. So they really got her on the stand because she's pregnant. So they making sure they get everything out of her before she had that baby. And here's the thing. Once they start cross-examining, because right after this, she's going to be cross-examined by one of them, Tanag Gagar, whatever, I forgot her last name, or Mark Agnifilo, whatever, or Xavier Donaldson or whatever. But they're gonna literally they not playing Xavier Donaldson. He's really good, so he's gonna really break. He's really good at making somebody contradict what they said. You know what I'm saying? So he's really good at that, as I see today, as of today. So we'll see if this is gonna get real crucial, man. This is gonna get real spicy, and I think a lot of people has changed the perception of Diddy just a little bit. It's still almost, it's not even, but people are still thinking that Diddy is guilty. I still think he's guilty in a way, but as far as the charges that he's being charged with, absolutely not. But and I think everybody needs to understand that all of the evidence, who was victim number 4? That's who I'm trying to find out. Who's victim number 4? Who is victim number 4? Because victim 3 is not being, they gone. But what I was going to say, all the documentation, all of the hard drives, everything that they took out of all 3 of his cribs, and this is what they have. So all of those things that we all knew that they took from the beginning, when his cribs got raided last year, like 8-9 months ago, bro, all of that stuff, and this is what they presenting to the trial right now, which is, I'm not saying it ain't nothing, but is not really nothing. And their main witness is Cassie, which her case has nothing to do with the charges that he's being charged with. They not talking about the what you call it, the drug mule, the white boy, where he at? Did he get paid off? Victim number 3. She don't want to. I think that's Gina. She don't want to be talked to. She on the island. Her damn lawyer done changed his phone number and created a whole new law firm. So we got victim 5, we got victim 4. Are they going to testify? So I'm just saying, like, everything that they gather, do they really have? Let me just ask you: do you think they really have evidence of locking this dude up? The one that was on Tasha K podcast. That's victim. Victim number 3 is, if I'm not mistaken, is Gina. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But yo, y'all do me a favor too, man. If y'all on TikTok, y'all make sure y'all follow me on TikTok, man. Cause something is happening on YouTube. I don't know what's going on, but it's looking better on what's the name, on TikTok. So I don't know what's going on. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm really thinking about selling my fucking channel too. I'm thinking about selling this shit. I'm gonna be honest. I'm thinking about selling my channel to somebody. So I don't know yet, but I thought about it. I'm thinking about leaving this shit, to be honest, though, in a minute. I don't know when, but it says, let me see. That's Alpine, New Jersey. So she said, do you recall an incident between Sean? All right, I just read that. Who was present? Driver security and Sean. All right. Ventura, another time I saw them get dressed and grab guns and leave in the SUV. How long were they gone? 30 to 40 minutes. Let me switch topics. How soon into the relationship did Sean mention what? Voyeurism to you? First to 6. I don't okay. I'm gonna have to see what that means. Hold on, goddamn. Becoming sexually aroused by watching unsuspected persons who is disrobing, naked, and engaging in sexual activity. Okay. I never knew that term. Okay. All right. First to 6 months or a year. How old were you? 22. Why did you agree to try a freak off? Good question. I wanted to make him happy. Where was the first freak off? One of his homes in LA. 2A 627. Who is this? The first escort. Do you know his name? No. I call him the first escort. Were you aware he was paid? Yes. To dance and to have intercourse with me. What drugs do you take? Ecstasy and alcohol before things started. Now, we're not hearing anything about Diddy being gay. Not saying he may not be, but we're not hearing about him messing around with men. So nobody really came out and said that. I mean, he do got some sweet tendencies and shit like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not really hearing that he's messing around with men, and she been around so many escapades and episodes with him for over 10 plus years. So I'm pretty sure she will have been said this by now, especially in a civil suit. So I'm not saying that he may not be doing some things, because we all heard some things, but wouldn't he show that side with her? Especially if he's beating his dick in front of, watching another man dig his girl out, which is some weird ass shit. You don't think he would have, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm gonna leave that one alone, man. That's ill. That's ill. But let me go here, man. Let me go ahead, because this dude take a lot of time to. I don't even know if y'all can hear this. I don't think so. But hold on 1 second. Come on, baby. Hold on. I'm gonna play some of this because they be having because they lawyers and all that, so they be having some good ass perspective said. Let me play a little bit. I ain't gonna be here that long though. I ain't gonna be here that long because I don't want to waste nobody's time. Hold on.
Are video
I'm gonna play a little bit of this.
screens in
Find
front
this
of them.
motherfucking
I don't
video.
remember if it's one screen per juror. It is.
But that's common. You can have that.
It is, but it is multiple screens. So they're watching it on a screen. That courthouse typically isn't set up some courthouses have one giant screen where everybody watches it, and then you can't shield anything from the public because everybody can see it. But
Right.
I think most of the courtrooms in the Southern District have individual screens for the jurors and then a screen for the gallery that you can shut off.
Yeah. We have a super chat question from Mindy H. Thank you so much, Mindy. Really appreciate it. Did Cassie sign an immunity deal in order to testify? So you couple that with what we talked about before. If she is really a participant in all of this activity, although it becomes a question, how are you a participant in your own abuse? That would make sense. I don't think you could be a participant in your own sex trafficking, but did she sign an immunity deal to testify?
I certainly would have asked for one if I was her. I
Really?
don't know. Oh, absolutely. She's the star witness in this RICO trial against Sean Combs. They want her.
Meaning she could be a participant in other people's abuse or alleged abuse.
Yes. So she should have said, if I'm going to testify to all of this stuff, then I want to make sure you're not going to prosecute me for it. Because in theory, some of the things she's being asked, she could have taken the fifth. She's participating arguably in some criminal conduct. So for her to agree to do that, I wouldn't be surprised if she has an immunity agreement.
It was ruled that her husband, Alex Fine, would be allowed to be in court for parts of her testimony. There was a back and forth discussion about whether or not it should be permitted because he may be called as a witness depending upon what she says on the stand. What's your take on him being allowed to be in the courtroom, and why could that be a punishment?
Okay, so typically you have an exclusion order that witnesses can't be in the courtroom prior to their testimony.
No,
right? So most fact witnesses aren't allowed in the courtroom to see what other fact witnesses had to say. That's for the sanctity of their testimony. You can make exceptions to that in special circumstances. And so someone said to the judge, given everything in this case, she needs the support of having her husband. And by the way, he is a tangential witness. Like, do you know what he's going to be asked about?
Maybe if she ever made any mention about maybe the lawsuit, but
that's tangential. He's not a victim. He's not claiming he was abused by Sean Combs.
Well, I think a big theme is her filing the lawsuit, right? Yeah. And the question would become, did she mention anything about, her intentions of filing a lawsuit or settling the lawsuit? I don't know.
Right. Well, the judge balanced those things and decided that he can be in the courtroom. I don't have a problem with that.
So we've been running a number of polls on YouTube, and thank you so much for your participation. I think it's quite illuminating to get your responses to this because you wonder what the jury might be thinking. Question: do you believe the settlement between Cassie Ventura and Sean Diddy Combs indicates guilt? You ready for this? 80% say yes, 20% say no. Wow.
No. I say no. I would be in the minority of this thing. People settle lawsuits all the time, even if they think they might win in court. Just the idea of litigating sometimes. Forget about being a star. You have a lawsuit. It's going to require you to expend so much money on lawyers. You're going to have to go to court. It's going to tie you up for a couple years. Then you're going to go in front of a jury who's going to decide this claim, and who knows what they'll decide. So lots and lots of people for business decisions settle litigation, even though they don't think they're liable. Happens every day. It does not prove guilt in and of itself.
This is your specialization. So,
all right, let's get back to it. All right, I'm gonna be here just for a little bit longer, man. All right, so it says here, did you disguise your appearance? Sean said we would disguise ourselves. I wore a masquerade mask, like that eyes wide shut shit. So yeah, a lot of shit is going on. And it's a storm going on too. I don't know if it's a storm where you at, but it's a flood watch going on, and it cleared up, but that wind and that rain is whipping ass outside. What was a session in the freak off? What was a session in a freak off until the escort finished? How many sessions with first escort? At least 2. How did you feel? I was high, so I didn't feel much. Dirty and confusion, and that he was happy with me. Why do you feel you couldn't say no? I didn't want to make him angry or upset after he shared his part of himself with me. Yeah, but eventually, if you wanted to go, this is the thing. You had every chance to leave. It wasn't like you could not leave at all. You had, just like in that elevator, when you was able to leave, well, evidently she wasn't. She was waiting for the elevator. If she really wanted to leave, she could have ran down the stairs, right? There's stairs in that motherfucker. You could have ran down the stairs or something like that, but you had plenty of time. You had plenty of time to leave. You had plenty of time. You could have called police if your life is in danger. You could have called police to get you out the hotel suite once he was gone. They had to go to an event or some shit like that. Like, come on now, you had plenty of time to leave, but you chose to stay for a simple reason. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let me see, man, because this is gonna take forever. I do have these documents up right here, and I'm surprised that they literally didn't put the transcripts up on the site, whereas because everything is public. But what this testimony from yesterday, they did not put it up. They didn't put up. They put out the letter of motion and stuff like that, so they can seal the evidence of what's going to be said. I mean, was shown in the freak off video. So I don't know if they're going to put it up today or not. But they didn't even do the cross-examination yet. So this is still the prosecutor, and look how long this is taking. It's already an hour already. It's already an hour, and they're not even halfway through her testimony. So literally after this, they're gonna have to cross-examine. They're gonna have to, Diddy's attorneys is gonna have to cross-examine her, and then after that, that's when they're probably gonna do a little recess or adjourn it to tomorrow. So but this is really like the early stages of their relationship, and now it's starting to get into the meat and potatoes now. It is. It's starting to get into the meat and potatoes. It is a little bit, because they got to slow walk this shit. It's a slow cook. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna take a minute, and I want to hear this lady thoughts too. So I want to play this video real quick, because she's saying that he's playing chess and stuff like that. So I want to know. And he got top-notch lawyers. He got top-notch attorneys, man. Top-notch, the best that money can buy. And that's why he's not taking that plea deal. And again, if he would have took that plea deal, that would have automatically seized all his money. They would have seized the money that he put into his mother name, his child name. All that is basically is from a criminal enterprise. So they would have seized all his assets, all his money, his family money, all that shit would have been broke. And now to find out, well, they lawyers, they already knew that they didn't really have proof of racketeering. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying he's gonna walk, but it looks promising for him though. I mean, I don't know how y'all feel though. Do y'all think it looks promising for Diddy? Y'all can press 1 for yeah, press 2 for no. But it looks a little promising for him, because what we are witnessing and listening to, this is not what they call racketeering at all. No RICO. This is not a RICO at all. Okay. Do you feel angry? Wait, hold on. Okay. How that made you feel? I read that part. So how frequent did the freak offs become? Weekly for a consistent amount of years. And freak offs weekly for a consistent amount of years. And you was with him for 10 years. So you could almost pretty much say for the whole damn time. Stop acting like that. 10 years, weekly consistency. You are a partner. You're not a victim, family. Can I ask y'all a question? Is she a victim? Is she a victim? She is not a fucking victim. There's no way she's a victim. 10 years, weekly, on a consistent basis, and it's 5 hours, nigga. Hours, 10 hours. That's I don't want that. If I got 2 women, I don't want to fuck you for 10 hours. Give me 2 and 5-hour break, and we'll get back to it. And it probably won't happen the next day. But weekly for a consistent amount of years, that's not coerce. That is enjoyment. She participated in that shit. That's why, like the judge said, she should have took that immunity. But even though she's not going to get charged with anything, she's not being charged with anything. But this does show her character. I don't know what the fuck is that on my back. Okay, so anyway, weekly for a consistent amount of years. When was your last one? 2017, 2018. When she said she met him in 26, that's 10 years. When did she say she met him in 2006? Nigga, that's 11 years to 2018. So that's 12 years. That's crazy. And she came, I think it was in 2019. She tried to get some money from him, some shit like that, if I'm not mistaken. But weekly, consistent amount of years, and the last one she did was 2017, 2018. The bitch liked that shit. You was not coerced. And that right there, we know. Listen, if you a lawyer, and I'm not a lawyer, this is one-on-one common sense right here. This will prove. This is why the cross-examination is going to be crucial. This is her attorney. This is her attorney talking to her. So he's going to be real easy on her. But once that cross-examination, he going to use that. So you can't weekly for a consistent amount of years. That is not coerce. That is participation. That is not a victim. That is a partner. You dig? But anyway, how long were you awake during these freak-offs? I never slept. I took drugs, ecstasy and Molly and cocaine. Do you recall of the freak-offs? That will be impossible. Did you want to stop? Yes, I was humiliated. You was humiliated when you was calling that male stripper to send pictures of his, you know what I mean? But I'm not saying at one point you wouldn't feel that way. So I'm going to take all of that away from her. She said, yes, I was humiliated. I didn't have those words then. I couldn't talk to anyone about it. And she sobbed, so she's crying and all that. I mean, I definitely understand, though. I don't want to make her look like, but you still were a willing participant once you got in too deep. I think I should say pause, and I don't know why. But once you got in too deep into that relationship, now reality starts to set in that you did all this just to make somebody happy or to live a certain lifestyle. Because you wasn't living that good in Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? So as years goes by, that moment of clarity sits in. And what did I get myself into? So I think that's what it is. But in hindsight, you knew what you was doing at first. You know what I'm saying? Somewhat, But yeah. Let me refresh it. Let me see what it says after that. I'm gonna play this video real quick too. I really can't wait to the cross-examination. That's what I really want, because he's gonna be real light on her. You know what I'm saying? And this is where what you call it? It's not to sway the jurors, but this is like for the emotion to come out. You know what I mean? Because it's nothing like a woman crying. You know what I mean? That touches you. And then there's people on the juror in the jury that may have been through certain similar situations. This is why they cherry picked who they wanted to cherry pick. They striked out or did not accept 7 out of 9 Black people to be the jurors. And from an article I read a few days ago, a lot of them didn't speak English or spoke real little English. So I would take there was some, I don't want to call them tethers, but I would call them other people, you know what I mean? Like Caribbeans or Africans or whatever. So, but yeah, I don't think a lot of people there is what that say? All right, this is another one, right? Tell them they didn't want to. I couldn't talk. Yep. Okay. I brought. All right. Did you tell him you didn't want to? Yes. I brought it up gently. I didn't want him to just do it with someone. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I brought it up gently. I didn't want him to just do it with someone else. Were you able to express your concerns to him? Objection. Anyway, rephrase. Why would you talk to him gently? I didn't want to make him angry. What is this? Email between me and Sean. What did you call him? Pop Pop. Why? He asked me when I called my he said he asked me what I called my grandfather. I did it, but now I think it was disrespectful. That's all. That's all mind control, man. I'm yeah. A lot of that shit was hopefully that y'all may be enjoying this live. I don't know, but I'm gonna play this and then I will just I guess I'll come back. I want to play this video though. I'm gonna see what this lady is talking about. I don't know her. I just looked at the caption. This ain't a trial. It's a chess match, and Diddy's playing. So I just wanna hear what this lady said. Looks like she's a judge. I don't know. Or former. I don't know what the fuck she.
If you were Diddy's attorney, what type of juror would you be looking for? What would be like the top 3 things that you would be looking for in a juror? And also, how much are you consulting with P. Diddy in regard to picking that jury?
Well, first of all, I'm consulting with my client on every pick and every dismissal because it's his, at the end of the day, I get to go home. So I think it's an important thing to have the client deciding with your advice and with your thoughts on who actually gets picked. And there are times I've had knockdown dragouts where I have not agreed on my client.
There we go.
To really fight it out. But at the end of the day, it's the client's call.
If you were Diddy's attorney, what type of juror would you be looking for? What would be like the top 3 things that you would be looking for in a juror? And also, the 8 assistant U.S. attorneys, 7 of them are women. What are your thoughts about constructing a team that's 93 predominantly women?
Well, my initial thought is, thank goodness we're finally getting teams of primarily women. It's a rare thing. It was recently that I had a judge. I have described that sometimes the PhDs try to outthink everybody in the courtroom. But I like that because remember, again, the prosecution has to convince 12 people unanimously to say he's guilty. The defense only needs to convince one to say he's not guilty, and then you at least have a hung jury.
That's true, but I'm just gonna do this until they do the cross examination. Then I'll get off. All right. So it continue here. What did you write? I really need to fuck. Why did you write that? Because I wanted to be with him. I read your messages. And excuse me, I read your messages. You read yours. Sean, you all right. So he's reading what she said, right? Okay, yeah, Sean, you don't want to do anymore. I'm so predictable. Hold on, let's read that one more time. What did you write? I really need to fuck. Why did you write that? Because I wanted to be with him. I'll read your messages. You read yours. Sean, you don't want to do anymore? Okay. Ventura, I'm so predictable. I don't know. I'm going to have to keep refreshing on this part here. If there's any more. See, that's the thing. It takes a little bit of time until they put it up because this is all in real time. And then we have to wait till later or tomorrow to get the transcript. So, yeah. So listen, man. Look, you know what? Let me see, because I got this document up too. You know what? Hold on. Yeah, that wind is blowing. God damn. You know what? No. Let me try one more time and then I'm gonna get out of here. All right. 17 seconds. What did you think this meant? That he knew I didn't want to do freak offs anymore, but then I backpedaled. Why? To make him angry, to not make him angry. He could be violent. Where's you? What? Where you get your outfit? Pleasure chest elsewhere. Anyway, man. Look, man. Look, I think, man, Puff been out of pocket. Absolutely. Tell Albie Shaw family made it his own and then tried to take him out. Yeah, he was just he's controlling, man. And I think what he did to Albie Shaw is really fucked up, man, because only thing Albie Shaw was I don't know, but he wanted to make sure, because him and Kim was still friends. So I'm pretty sure he was jealous of that. And knowing that they have a connection, that they have a son, and now his son is not even trying to be with his dad because he's so consumed with this lifestyle that he wants, that his father once had. You know what I mean? Who knows his living condition now? But pause for the pause. He still looks good. He's well kept up. So who knows his financial shit? But I think Puffy was literally controlling all those kids too. I think he controlled and manipulated those kids' minds too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm your daddy now. If you living under my roof, you do as I say type shit. So I don't know. But Quincy, man, every child should want to know his father or be around his father or whatever, or at least show them that, show that still, like, there's still some love there. But it seems like he don't even want to be around his father, his own pops. Yeah. So angry. Many people and folks have died under his watch. Yeah, absolutely. He's a slime ball, ground ball. Like I said, I'm being objective, but far as Puff is concerned, there's a long history of Puff doing people dirty, being arrogant, stealing, robbing people. You know what I'm saying? Doing Biggie moms dirty. You know what I'm saying? All that, man. I don't even think he sent flowers to her funeral. God bless Mrs. Wallace. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, her soul. So it's so many lives that he destroyed. So of course, karma's coming back to kick his ass. But and again, we still have to understand this man got a lot of money. He probably paid for a lot of things to go away. You know what I mean? Because like I said earlier, all of those devices, electronic devices, the phones, the laptops, the hard drives, the USB drives, and all the stuff that they said that they had, as far as these freak offs and all this extra stuff, none of that is really coming into play. What about Little Rod talking about the dude getting shot in the damn bathroom? No, he's not even being charged with that. So a lot of that stuff has been swept under the rug or paid off or whatever. But Little Rod was there yesterday, so Little Rod might be testifying for character because he didn't file anything like the press charges. So his is only a civil suit. I don't know what that's probably the win. Yeah, that's the win because my door just slammed. But yeah, so at the end of the day, that's it's crazy. I don't want to say it, but the way it's looking, he's gonna get off. The way it's looking, he's getting off. I mean, just look at everything from the beginning and what they are presenting at trial now. That's why if that's why they rushed this trial. This is a speedy trial. This is a real speedy trial. So all of the stuff that we heard that they got in the beginning, like what was that, 7 months ago, 8-9 months ago. So within a 9-month period, trial is already here. Yeah, right. It was like, yeah. How long? When did he get locked up? Anyway, long story short, yeah. And look at the evidence that they are presenting today. Does that match up to what he was first locked up and accused for? Not at all. He's a billionaire. That if you're a billionaire and with inflation and shit like that, listen, I wasn't going to get into all that calculation, but he's still got a lot of fucking money. He's still a billionaire. He's going to spend that chicken. He got victim number 3. You can imagine. What about the drug mule? What about the white boy? Nobody told about him. He's not taking a stand. Victim number 4 wants to there was a letter, a motion of number 4, victim 4 they want to go under a pseudonym. They do not want to use their real name. So whoever victim 4 is, that person do not want to be revealed, but the transcripts is going to reveal exactly who they is. Somebody going to do the due diligence and look into the history and see what lines up with what's in the transcripts. But anyway, like I said, Puffy, he looks like he's coming home, y'all. It looks like he's going to get off. He's probably going to get charged with transporting for prostitution, but the man is coming home. That's what it looks like. Did you get your pierce? Did you get piercings? Yes, Sean came with me. Which one of his homes did you have freakouts in? Excuse me. Miami, New York. What other homes? My homes, all but Studio City. And what other cities is that? Atlanta, Ibiza. Again, she's a willing participant. She is not a victim. She's a victim in some sense of being violently beat up and controlled and manhandled. And in some instances, I guess, to continue fucking. But for 10, 11 years, consistent, weekly, for 10, 11, 12 years. The last time she had a freak off with him was 2017 or 2018, and they met in 2006. Come on. You're not a victim that as much as you claim yourself to be. Not saying that she don't have a right to feel bad of how he treated her and the stuff that she went through. I would never take that from her, and I never would try to victim blaming and victim shaming. Never, not in a million years, because I understand. But you played a big part. In what hotels in NY did you have freak offs? Trump, Gramercy, Intercontinental, 44th Street. Yes. Elsewhere, Mandarin Oriental and Fountain Blue. What names were used? Jackie Star. I used Frank Black. Oh, that's why when that stripper came to the hotel, he had to ask for somebody named Black. So that's how he was in it, and it's under her name. That's crazy, or her alias name. Anyway, I'm getting tired now, man. But I thank everybody for tuning in. If y'all don't have TikTok, man, follow my ass on TikTok, yo. I really don't know what's going on with YouTube. I've been talking to these motherfuckers. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. Hopefully, do y'all watch my videos? I hope y'all share my shit, okay? I really want to wait until the cross-examination. They need to hurry up, man. God damn. I mean, but it's going to get real spicy, though. It's going to get real spicy. I just can't wait for the cross-examination, because you can't expect a lot from the prosecution. They're going to say certain things, but they're not going to really like test her testimony. So they being real light on her right now. This is real light. But I'm telling you, that cross-examination is going to be good. And that's what I'm waiting on. I'm really waiting on that cross-examination. That's what I want to listen to. All right. See, and this kind of taking long. Maybe this, let me see. Hotels. Let me do one more. Let me see. So stay on, man. Ain't that much of y'all in here, man. Daddy beat mama. Asked for 20 years, and she stayed. And she's not a victim. Is she not a victim? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that cross gonna be killer. Yeah, that cross examination is gonna definitely be. That's what I'm really waiting on, to be honest. I'm really waiting on that, and I'm actually gonna do a video on that. Maybe Mike can get an exclusive when Puff gets there. Shit. Mike, yeah, me too. She's a victim. All right. Do y'all think she's a victim? Press 1. Do y'all really think she's a victim? I mean, like I said, she's a victim in a way, but she's a fucking partner. You know what I mean? She's definitely a partner. I really think she you know, she enjoyed some of it. You know what I mean? She had to enjoy some of that shit. You know? What's going on? All right. What's the supplies for freak offs? Astroglide. I never heard of Astroglide until this damn case. All right. Baby oil, condoms. Who brought the supplies? Security, Sean's assistants. Which brand of baby oil? Johnson. How was it used? Sean said, you need to be glistening, nigga. Woo, you gotta be shining and glistening. Damn, son, that nigga want your ass glistening like a disco ball in that motherfucker. Word up. He wants you to look like, I don't know. See, this may be too young. Y'all may be too young for this, but Khalid Muhammad. For those who know Khalid Muhammad, rest in peace, Muslim brother, Khalid Muhammad. That nigga was glistening like a motherfucker. Do you hear me? I don't know how much baby oil or Vaseline he put on, but that nigga was shiny, and I mean shiny. I remember that interview I did. There were Storm. What's his name? Storm. The dude Storm. That was fucking with Tasha K. The video that he did. That nigga arms was mad glossy, like shiny, like laminated and shit. Like Puffy want niggas glistening like that. That's crazy, man. Yeah, he got a weird fetish, and that's what I'm saying. The only thing we're gonna get out of this, out of shock value, is him being a real fucking freak. But that don't take anything away from it. It don't do anything. Let me see what the fuck these motherfuckers saying, man. Hold on, man. Let me see what they're saying real quick. This should take long. Hold on. Let me see what they're saying here. Huh? I like to listen to them sometimes because they definitely be having some good shit. And let me hold on. Let me look over here. Let me find I had a fucking video and that shit really disappeared, yo. Hold on. Let me zoom this out. But I appreciate y'all being here. Y'all ain't have to be here though. All right. But I see you. Thank you. All right. And another thing, he has a lot of women representing him. So, well, a few of them. You know what I'm saying? I forgot. It's 6 white women that's prosecuting him. That's and I think they really trying to, and I think that was significant of using 6 prosecutors to take him down and stuff like that. I really think that that was some woman power shit. I think that was just a sign or something like that. It was symbolic. Excuse me. It reveals the truth about the hotel security to stand there for his claims. Yeah, and if it wasn't for that damn what's his name? The cop. He's actually a cop now. He's LAPD, the security that was at that hotel. He done copied the goddamn tape and showed it to his wife. He got $100,000. I don't know what he did with that shit because now that motherfucker, he's a police now. What's his name? I actually got a I found this picture too. I was gonna do a video last night on it. I forgot his name already. Damn, I forgot his name, but I looked him up. He's a LAPD right now, but he the one that saved it and he kept it. So, and he the one that put that shit out. So, anyway, look, man. That's crazy. Hold on for a second. Let me see. All right, there's another one. All right. Let's see what this say. 41 seconds ago. Yep. Where there freak offs where you ran out of baby oil? Damn, D, come on. Objection, Yana. This is irrelevant. Thank you. I'm reading it. That's what I'm saying. That don't even. Why are you asking that question? Where there were there freak offs? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They type fast. So were there freak offs where you ran out of baby oil? That shit is not even relevant. That's why the cross-examination is gonna. That's where the spice is gonna come from, because they ain't asking her nothing. Defense said, objection, Your Honor, it's irrelevant. You also mentioned Astroglide. Same objection, irrelevant. Sidebar. So they go. The sidebar is that means that they go to the they approach the desk. This is what I'm saying. I'm tired just reading this shit because this is. I mean, you get to see certain things from a point of view on how things transpire. You know what I mean, from the beginning. Like I say, it's a slow roast. It's a slow roast when you being investigated. Excuse me, when you at trial and in those questionings. That's why I always used to be like, why y'all asking all these fucking questions? But it's relevant in some way. But god damn, that's irrelevant, huh? You know what I mean? Like shit, I'm pretty sure somebody's sleeping in that fucking courtroom. You know what I mean? But it's definitely not relevant. So I really can't wait to this cross-examination. This right here is going to be good because when you defeat her credibility or put contest her testimony to where she kind of contradicts herself, it really looks more good for Puff Daddy because, again, like the lady was just saying, they need 12 jurors to agree, but it only takes one to disagree. It only takes one juror to say he's not guilty, and that's a hung jury. So what they're going to do with her, they're going to eat her ass alive. They're going to use her words against her. Everything that she said here today is going to be used against her. 2006 to 2017, 2018, weekly freak-offs. This dude had engagements at some time. I mean, of course, he probably had security to watch her and stuff like that, but you could have got away when you needed to. Yeah, you ran a Kid Cudi and shit like that. Yeah, that's going to come up too. And that's probably going to be brought up in this cross-examination. Well, this examination here from her prosecutor. Who knows? But I don't know. This just don't make no fucking sense. They need to shut up, man, and just say no further questions, Your Honor. Like, god damn, son. All right. All right, so they back. Were they just talking? We were just talking about Astroglide. How was it used? Lubricant. If you ran out, what? We call another staff or the bell desk. Give them a tip. That's why they got over 1,000 fucking bottles. Were they freak offs lit? Were the freak offs lit? Initially, it was candles. Wait, what? Were the freak offs lit? Okay. I ain't popping, but she answered well, initially it was a candle, strong smelling glade. See, I just read that the Ebonics way because the prosecutor asked, yo, were the freak offs lit? And we know what that means was that shit popping off and just standing third. And she answered initially it was a candle, strong smelling glade. That shit threw me all the way off. Okay. There is a point for the government asking those questions. They do. I wonder what the strategy is. Yeah. And it was crazy. I was actually thinking that, because even though it may seem like it's bullshit to us, but I really think where they're gonna go as far as the baby oil is probably gonna lead up to the GHP thing, and why did he buy a whole bunch of baby oil, and what did you really do that? Like, I think they doing a slow build up from its inception of using baby oil. What happens when you ran out? How did you get more? Why did he buy so much? And these other accusations of these freak offs with other people, and people being I guess drugged with the with the drinks and shit like that, and then the oil could relax your body to put you in this kind of sedated, seductive kind of mood. So maybe these lawyers ain't stupid. These prosecutors is not stupid. It may seem like that to us, yeah, but it's a strategy of why they ask certain questions. But damn, son, that is too much of a slow cook, man. It's almost like oxtails. That shit is gonna be like 4 hours. Like, come on, son. All right. So until then, let me go. Niggas was fighting. Oh, okay. There's a picture of her in the courtroom. I don't know if y'all can hear that. That shit just froze. Oh yeah, damn, and I forgot. Damn. And then I really forgot. And I was crazy. I got it written right there about the dude peeing in her damn mouth. You know what I mean? So he will basically tell the dude to pee in her mouth. You know what I'm saying? And she enjoyed the shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo. And then he said that she told me to do it. She liked it. The male escort claims Cassie is the one who initiated the urination act. She told me to do it. It says, so Cassie was actually the one that asked me to urinate on her. They had just come out of the room and she asked me if I had ever done that before. I said no. She said she told me to do it, and apparently I was doing it wrong because they both stopped me and told me that I was supposed to let a little out at a time and not go full, like take a leak on her. So she was into some things, and hey man, you almost gave me a flashback. All right, so yeah, so this is what I'm saying. A lot of stuff that she did, she at that moment right there. So so let me ask y'all a question. So all the episodes that she was in, even when she said, "Hey, send me a picture of your love muscle," she was forced to do that. She was never a participant in none of this stuff. There's no fucking way that she was a full victim of this shit. Yes, you've been sedated, you was hooked on the drugs and stuff like that. Understandable, but you was still a willing participant, man. There is no fucking way. She's not a full victim. She's a victim, but not as everybody intended to be. No. And I don't know if y'all seen it. Zara Marley, when she talked about Diddy, is this is it? Hold on. What's going on here? Hold on. What's going on? 5 minutes glazed, strong, smelling. I think, let me see. Maybe he's slow on the typing or something like that. But she was talking about how his mother was how she put it, like a altar baby, some shit like that. Like as 4 years old. And I actually spoke to her. I think I told you I spoke to her. It was like 6 a.m. and there's like 1 p.m. in Jerusalem. So me and her was speaking on camera and stuff like that. She seems cool and like alert and stuff like that. her story is crazy because she's Bob Marley's daughter. She's not cool with nobody in the family. None of the brothers, Damien, Stevie or Steven, Stephen Marley, the one that played what's the name in Shots? I forgot his name. I think it's Kamani Marley, and the rest of them. He got 17 kids. But the Marleys that we know, they don't fuck with her. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy. There's pictures of her around Bob Marley, but there is, but they don't claim her. I don't know what's going on with that, but she's supposed to have been through these sexual rituals with politicians and stuff like that. She she been through a lot. If y'all looked at her stuff, and she talking about Puffy called her so he can see her, speak to her about her story and stuff like that, and that he was trying to fight his demons, and he didn't know who to turn to because his body, since 4 years old he was traumatized and physically abused and things of that nature. I don't know how true it is, but that's kind of crazy. But it says any other use of candle wax a few times poured on my body, who set the temperature of the room. Sean, I was expected to do freak offs on my period. Damn, nigga. On your period. Did you want to do that? No. I definitely want to know the next answer after that. Like, did he? Wow, I don't even want to say that shit. Like, what the fuck? Freak offs on your period and niggas but do that shit? You can't pay me to fuck a girl with the naked head on her period. Hell no, there's no fucking way. That's crazy. I mean, if that's my shorty for a few years, yeah, I'm running that shit. You know what I mean? I'm bare back. Did you want it to be urinated on? Objection. Grounds. Asked and answered. Overruled. No, I didn't want it. I didn't want it. Okay. How did it feel? It felt disgusting. It was too much. I choked. No one could think I wanted it. No one could think I wanted it. I mean, I can dig it. I can dig it. I can dig it. I don't know. I mean, hey, all right, I dig it, man. I don't want to be. I don't want to make it seem like I feel like she's not, telling the truth, and she wasn't literally, manipulated and stuff like that. But I just feel like if there's an opportunity where you could have left, you should have. And I don't think she, when that opportunity was there. I mean, she eventually left. She went to that training dude and never looked back. I understand that. But I mean, I don't know. There's some accountability, but I can understand how a man can manipulate somebody. So she is a victim in her own way. So I would never take that away from her. All right. Let me see what else she said, because I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm not. I'm ready to just wait till that cross examination. I do a video on that. I'm about to fucking cook anyway too. Let's see what's going on. 50 seconds ago. Okay. Huh? Okay. Why were you choking? Too much urine in my mouth. What else Who else urinated on you? Sean. Did you want Sean to urinate on you? I didn't want anyone to urinate on me. How often did it happen? Often enough. See, with me, I didn't force any female. I just asked, and I didn't even have to ask too much or too long, and I mean, and it just happened, man. And my pee came out looking like water, so they ain't have no problem. Yeah, man. That's kind of crazy. I don't want to get too graphic with that, but I mean, I understand, man, because he, as you can see, this dude has a real erotic fetish, man. Yeah, I can dig it, man. I really don't have that much to say no more. I'm ready to go. I ain't gonna hold you. But anyway, listen, y'all. Some things take time, bro. Huh? What you mean? Yeah. No, I can dig it. Of course, things takes time. Far as her. You know, I guess. I guess what you mean, like it takes time to get herself together and get ready to leave or find the right time to leave. But I feel like this whole time since she was around him, that she, you know, um, that everything from the beginning wasn't just forced. For 10 years, 11 years, she did not have not one opportunity to leave. Like not one opportunity. I get it that he got pulled, he got money, everybody knows him. Police could probably be on his payroll, or he just have a lot of power everywhere. Right, understandable. But still, it doesn't matter. You can leave and go somewhere where your ass can be found, and then you just, there's no way that she couldn't have fucking left. God damn it, that's what I'm saying. Shit. But I tell you one thing: a lot of people in here, and a lot of people who's looking at this case, it's some nasty, freaky motherfuckers too. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all motherfuckers is freaks too. Let me see what else they say, man. I'm ready to go now. I ain't gonna hold you. Often enough. Okay. Which hotel charged the most for damage for the room? The Intercontinental in New York. They redecorated the whole room for ridiculous money. Wow. Back to the urination. Damn. Judge, Miss Johnson, only a few more questions. Yeah, because nobody want to listen to that. Why didn't you say no? All right, so listen, man. Look, y'all. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. Y'all already know where to go since you already see. If y'all haven't followed, make sure y'all go follow Inner City Press. That's where a lot of people follow. I've been following them for years because they've been. I think her name is Megan something, one of the attorneys with the glasses. I found out about Inner City Press through her like a couple of years back. So if you want to follow it, there it is right there. Go to Inner City Press. You go follow them every day and have it like in real time. But the cross examination, I'll be back for that. So with that being said, I thank everybody for tuning in. I'm getting the fuck up out of here. Peace.